This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Sorry, folks, there's a breaking development. There's something down on the field.
I see that too. What is that?
Looks like a koala or a dog or a...
They're all out there right now. They're trying to catch it. They're having a real hard time. They've got trash cans.
This guy's got no chance.
I think they got it. Nope.
Now he's gone and driving a cart. Uh-oh, watch out for the goal. Oh. Oh, that thing is indestructible.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, what is though, and what's up, everybody? What is good with all of you? Welcome into another edition of Brayley's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour for the Never Ever Met Season 2, Episode 5. We are halfway through this season, child. Gigi.
Listen, I am here, and let me just say, I'm gonna say this was Brandon and Kiki's motion picture debut, because they definitely, I feel like the show was all about them today. But can we just say what the fuck? Can we just
yeah.
Hold on. First off, before we begin, let's go ahead and have a moment of silence for Irvin and Alicia.
You mean Aaron, Jay, and Jody?
Yes, for their non-existent relationship. Let's all go ahead and just say a few nice words. And my nice words are, I'm glad y'all gone. Mm-hmm.
I will say that sometimes a lesson needs to be seen so you can embrace, what you. Let me flip it reverse around. Okay? Sometimes things has to be shown so you can know what you will accept and not accept. That's what I meant to say. So, with that being said, higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. There we are. The fireworks are going off behind us here. Look at that. Only here will we do that for y'all. Welcome in. I am your man, your friend and family member, Brantley here. Of course, that's the one, the only, and the gifted GG9. Everybody, welcome in, of course. Talk with Solana and Maven and Q. We love them as well. Anytime they want to come up, they are more than welcome to. We've been wondering about them, but believe us, I don't know what you heard, but listen, look at the totality of someone and who they are, and not just for a moment, because listen, when you do a panel show every week, it's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So believe me, we drop the link every week in the group chat. So anytime they want to come up, they're more than welcome to. But yes, indeed.
We should go ahead and, just clarify also. Yep. So we do the panel for Ready to Love. You know what I'm saying? We are all family. Now, it just happens to be that Braylon and I do the Never Ever Mets too.
Yep.
We started with the first season.
Yes.
We're on with this season. So, but like you said, anytime, they want to come up, any other content creators, you want to watch the show, you want to come up and talk about it, let us know. We will always drop the link and, conversate. So, this is a family here. We're, we're all inclusive. We're about everybody. So make sure if you have anything to say, either drop it in the chat or ask us to drop the link and you can come up anytime.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. So wanted to say that because for those of you who may not know, our man Colton from our Red Love family, I know he's used to all four of us being up here, but for the record, like Gigi so articulately stated, me and Gigi covered the first season. So for our group, it's new to cover the second season. So if you haven't been seeing them, of course they have lives too. But just know it's not on purpose. Because it's a magic to the four of us being up here too. But also me and Gigi hold it down as well. So just want that to be cleared up. With that being said, child, let's get into this because what the hell? Jesus.
Just what? It's like, where do you start? Because this show just, I think we all seen some things already happening. So when it comes to the whole Irvin and Alicia thing, I think, it was time for her to go. It's been said in plenty of chats, everybody's like, yo, they're not good together. So I think we all expected that, but I just kind of figured that we wouldn't be going this long with all these secrets being held in. But
right.
But I feel that they're coming.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's just crazy to me. So, but with you agreeing, so now I don't feel so like it's just me, because I'm like, these secrets are lasting.
Right.
And then we've already talked about Clay having this whole he keeps getting these openings and doesn't take them. And the same with Kiki. Like, I'm starting to look at Kiki a little bit differently because, girl, like, it's just more and more stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think?
I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, like I said, this season makes season one look like a saint. Because to be halfway through the season, like you so smoothly said, and secrets are still going, it's just like I said this before, like, how was the casting team this season watching the show? Because it's just like, Jesus. And y'all, they play another game. I'm just like, and I look at it like this. From a consumer standpoint, right? Well, I'll put it like this. There's a difference between being a viewer and a consumer. Being a viewer is you just watch it on Fridays at 8/7 Central, only here, # on Keep It Real, and that's it. Me and Gigi are consumers. and the rest of us are consumers, right? So for us, it's good for the fact that, okay, there's a plot line here. However, as a producer, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Because you're letting the game dictate the season. What if you do that? Then what the fuck are y'all here for? Damn. Games
Right.
Games and trips with cast of reality TV don't work out well, and we've not learned anything. Damn. Hell. I am completely traumatized, and I have not been on any reality show. But getting the reverberation from these shows, hell, I have cultural reverberation trauma from these shows now. Like it just.
Oh goodness. But it's like you said, I really want to know what casting was thinking, and also because there are times where casting will know ahead of time if you have secrets.
Correct.
They know ahead of time. Okay. Right. So I feel like this season they decided to take couples who have never met but also have the most secrets or things that could jeopardize their relationship. It's like, okay, let's put them all together. Let's get them and see how this pairs out. Right. This is definitely I don't know what to call this. Is this a study group or like? Well in a way it is.
Right, and this is the thing, Gigi, and I'll ask you this because, and for those of you who don't know, I'm in Ohio and Gigi's out in California. Ohio is starting to do some more production, of course. As you all may or may not know, Ben Affleck said Hollywood is in trouble because people are going to Texas to film. They're going to Black Hollywood, Atlanta. They're going to Florida. Of course, New York is the media capital of the world. You got Stamford, Connecticut. You got New Jersey, and Netflix is building studios over there. You got Michigan that's got studios over there too. So I say that to say this and ask you this, Gigi. Do you feel that they had to step it up for this season to still exist because of the climate we're in? Because honestly, to tell you the truth, this show, with the attention span of the culture that we have, this actually held the attention span of the culture really well. But they really didn't have to. They didn't really have to cast like this for us to watch it, because it was such a good premise from the jump.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like this is definitely an adjustment to what's going on. Like, you have to bring more in such in a society like this, or in a group like this. So when it comes to production, you're definitely going to want, when you have jobs leaving like that, because that is so very true what you said, which, of course, you have a brain that is just beyond a lot of people. Like, they just don't understand, especially when it comes to the media. So yeah, the jobs leaving, that's the same thing with here. Like, so I don't live in LA, but I live in San Diego, and living here, there are more jobs and productions that's coming here because there's certain things like permit costs that cost a lot of money. In LA, a lot of people and a lot of businesses or places don't allow filming there just because they've done it so much that it's basically become tarnished, and they don't like it. They don't like the exposure, or it costs, like to film at a certain place, it might cost, hundreds to thousands of dollars just to have that location. So, but here we don't have that. It's actually free to film. So we have a lot of jobs coming here and stuff, with filming too. But also there's something else that, I've talked about with some others, and it's like what's also happening is the fact that when it comes to production agencies or even directors and things like that, these are old heads. Like there's still a lot of the old people, that has control over really what's being done. But you have the new ones that are sneaking in, and we need a lot more new, younger, producers and directors. And I feel like that kind of plays into this right here, is because they probably have someone younger. This is not just the old generation who's actually able to like do kind of a group study, like, hey, this is what we did last season, but we need to step it up this season in order to make it better and to keep drawing in, because last season drew in a lot of views.
Yes, it did.
A lot.
Yes,
that show rocked on.
Yes.
And they had to step it up again for this season. So I feel like with the stuff that's going on, all these secrets, the lies, the mistrusting, all that right there is definitely their way of keeping viewership. Like they had to do something.
Without question, not to mention too, and thank you for that, and thank you for the color to culture commentary that you often do. And I appreciate you giving me my flowers, as I often do to you as well, because over here, we don't just gas each other up just because we do it. We execute that energy where where it's warranted to do that. And with the Never Ever Mess, you're absolutely right. It came like a mighty Russian hurricane. Because in the climate of media and entertainment and business, because media is a business, entertainment is a business. There's a war of art and commerce. It's been in the background for years, but it's not slowly creeping up, but it is fastly ramping up in terms of mergers and acquisitions, because y'all have been seeing networks spin off their cable networks, like NBC Universal has spun off their networks. Warner Brothers has separated the networks from the studios and the streamers. So it's forcing everybody to step it up in a way where, okay, when they are in the boardroom and they're looking at, okay, on yay or nay, it's not going to just be what you've done lately. It's not going to be what you've done in the past. It's going to be the bottom line of what this network is doing for us. Is it an asset, or is it a resource, or is it a hindrance? And of course, Hollywood is not going to say this quiet part out loud. That's why me and Gigi are here for. But we're able to break it down in a way where we're speaking with you about media and entertainment and business, and not talking at you about it. Because the reason why most people don't like media, entertainment, business, because it's a lot of mumbo jumbo and industry words, but it's just like content is basically a TV show. Like, it's that simple. And not to mention too, Gigi, we can talk about this, and y'all, we are going to get to the episode. But I feel like how Ready to Love has been able to do this from different cities. I feel like the Never Ever Mets, the format's so good, they could do this from Atlanta. They could do this from Florida. Like, yes, is the Never Ever Mets house iconic like The Bachelor is? Absolutely. But when your format is bigger than your location, you have an infinite highway to drive on. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but the thing is LA might actually have the rights for the producing and the, you know what I'm saying, location, like with the whole contract going on, because a lot of people don't know that, but Own is in Chicago. Like, well, I mean, I think she moved, but she was in Chicago. So, it's not like she necessarily has to be in LA, but maybe LA does have the permits and, the rights to the location. Right. Because I am seeing that they continue to film in LA, which, right. I mean, also a lot of people want to take breaks. You know what I'm saying? They want to get out of those places.
Right.
LA has always been like the dream. So a lot of people's going to come to LA and still think that LA is your place to make it, which some people do. Others, you know, you end up where you end up. And a lot of times that's on the streets.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
and that is real, and that's real everywhere. But yeah, I think LA might actually have like rights to that, but if they don't, that absolutely would be a great idea. Like, go ahead and move around. But I mean, they're taking people from different, you know, places and bringing them to California.
Exactly.
Would you think that going to or doing the same thing in Atlanta, like you said, Atlanta, Washington, I think that would be a great idea. Like, you can do that anywhere. Like,
yeah, because the format
you know,
is that good where you can literally do it anywhere. Like, you don't have to do it in LA. And I mean, Ray Love has done that for how many seasons? 90 Day Fiance has done that for how many seasons? The Housewives. So like, reality shows have diversified themselves when the format is good. And that was just a fleeting but a pulsing thought that I had, because I'm just like, the format is so good. Y'all, the spinoffs from this show.
I mean, but that would be a great idea though. Like, that's really, come on. I mean, why not? Yeah. Let's get into this episode.
So we start off with Charlie calls her mom to see her child, which is this picture right. So this picture right here is everybody in the morning making it do what it do, and then here is Charlie on the phone with her child. And then they blurred out the child, and shout out to that, because there are crazy people out here. I wish it wasn't, but it's sad that it's 2025 and we're supposed to be about being in a forward energy, but yet we have people with backward energy. Just saying, child. But I thought that this was a sweet moment, and I think we talked about this last episode, Gigi, if I recall, about how this show brings in the real world in a way that other shows don't, because on Big Brother, they take away everything. On Survivor, on The Amazing Race, on The Bachelor, most of these reality shows, they take away your cell phone. They take away your I don't know if anybody still has an iPod Touch, but still, they take away anything of relaxation, because they want you to be fully immersed in the experience. That way you can give your best self. But yeah, we definitely talked about that. I believe it was either last episode or the episode before, because we were talking about season 1 when they were still, because I think Chris was still working. He had his laptop. Like, some of them like still had jobs, so they were still working. So that's always like, yeah, maybe they don't take away, you know, your electronics and stuff like that. And like you said, like other shows do that. So for them to actually still be able to maintain communication with the outside world and not be secluded for those 31 days, it actually, I feel like that's definitely a good, you know, that it's a good representation of the show, like that they actually care. Like, this isn't just a human experiment. This is actually you being human. Yes.
Still communicating. And actually, speaking of that, I want to get into that once we talk about Urban and Alicia.
Ooh,
so, yes. So, yeah, right. So like you said, Charlie, she's talking to her baby. Her baby's with her mom right now. You know, her kids are with her mom while she's you know, on the show and trying to canoodle with Jared. And don't worry about my word canoodle. Listen.
It is a word. You're fine.
It is. I know. But that's what I'm on today. I'm on canoodle. Anyway.
You're fine. You're fine.
So, but she's, talking to her kids, which is great. Like you could tell she misses them and things like that. But then she goes and she talks to Jared, and I'm sorry, I just cannot look at Jared with any type of grace anymore. Like I don't have anything for him, just because I feel like he is just he just ain't right. I don't want to condemn him and say he's of the devil, but he is just not right. Like the stuff that he does, how he's acted, what he has said, and knowing just how she is with him and how she feels about him, like that is just so disgusting, knowing how he truly really feels about her.
Because this next part right here was just crazy. Charlie has a human moment of being homesick. And, honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm glad that this show allows its cast to breathe. And what I mean by that is when you watch Big Brother, Survivor, The Amazing Race, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, Love is Blind, any reality show, whether it's a series like this or a competition series, there are some stories that you feel like you are choking underwater because the water pressure, the social water pressure is so on a 10 with the storylines and the impact of how you are seeing the people. But with the Never Ever Mets, I like the fact, and Gigi, let me know if I'm off base with what I'm saying here, but I like the fact with the Never Ever Mets, there are times where, it's like you're in the wave pool and a wave is about to come, but then other times you're just chilling in the wave pool. There's a ebb and flow to this show where you don't feel like it's just a fast water slide. You're not drowning because of the force of the show.
Yeah, that is definitely true, but I do feel like some of the people that are on the show creates this tension that is disrupting this flow. And somebody called it out, was like, since Urban and Alicia had left, like it seemed like it was lighter in the house and people was having more fun. I just some people seeing them, it just makes it where it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's quite sad. Thank you. And I say that because Jared is negating how Charlie is feeling like she's drowning and being homesick. And then Jared says, so do you just want to say, fuck it, we can screw it and go home? I'm like, what? You know what? I'm just wondering, like, did y'all not realize that it's just like what they say when you get read your Miranda rights? Some officers read them more than others, but that's a whole nother issue for another tour. But still, when your Miranda rights are read of anything and everything you say can and will be used against you, do y'all not recognize that comes with reality TV as well? Because I'm like, how is Charlie feeling about this being shown on national TV? Of course she was there, obviously. But when you see that he said, fuck no, and you see this, it's just like, did it click for Charlie after the show?
Not even just the fuck no, but the fuck no, and then all you really want to do is crash. You just want to smash. Yes. Like that's it. You don't want to. You're not really trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Like with her like that. You just really trying to like I said, Jared doesn't have Charlie's back. He just wants to stand behind her. That's it. Like he's not trying to really be with her like that. And once the show is over, they're not about to be together. I don't see them maintaining their relationship. And Jared has proven that he is not really, once he leaves, he's gone. That's going to be his out. He got what he wanted. Him being able to, have sex with Charlie. That's all he was looking forward to. He got what he wanted. And that's that.
That's it, and that's not to even mention what's to come, because I think the first season was 10 episodes. We don't know if it's officially confirmed for 10 episodes or not, but usually whatever happened last season is usually the format for this season. But sometimes too, in the middle of the season. But this happens more with sitcoms and dramas. But I think this also happened with Roa, that they'll get an additional episode order as the season is airing, if I'm not mistaken. But we think it's going to be 10 episodes. But dude, because like I said, I still don't feel bad for Charlie because she held that back. But like, at least Charlie has somewhat of a soul here.
You know what? I'm sitting over here thinking, and this is just the woman and mother in me. Charlie says she got a 1 month old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after you have a baby, you're supposed to wait 6 weeks before you know what I'm saying, do again.
Right.
So my question is, Charlie, did you wait your 6 weeks? Or was you just like, yo, I'm 5 weeks in and I'm good? Like, because if your baby's only a month old, girl, you're still in your postpartum part. Like, you know, and it's not even like, come on, girl. What are we doing?
Yeah, because there is supposed to be some downtime that you and the child have.
So yeah. Like, no. This is your aftercare. Like, you are supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you had her vaginally, like you gotta wait, girl. Like, you need to hold on.
Right.
But after watching this, I wonder really how she's going to feel seeing his confessionals, seeing how he was talking to Chris and them, seeing how he, you know, all the stuff that he said. How are you going to feel about giving this man your body after just having a baby? Because a lot of people don't know, and I'm just going to talk about it because it's just on me.
Go right ahead.
In health class, I don't know if anybody paid attention, but a lot of times, and they let you know that when you have sex with a person, you have to think about who that person has sex with. And then the 3 other people that person has sex with. And it just goes on and on and on. Okay. And also when you do that, a person leaves a part of them in you, with you. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So you're steady getting all this energy. You're getting this man's energy, and this man's energy is definitely off. We all know it. We see it.
Absolutely.
And this man, you're giving this man this energy, and he is just dumping it off on you, and you about to go home to these kids with this man's energy on you.
Yeah. I mean, soul ties are a real thing, and I think, you know, when we think about, you know, aftercare, right? A lot of times aftercare relates to BDSM. Now I know what you're thinking, Bray. Where are you going with this? Just out of my rambling comes greatness. Just give me time. I truly believe that when it comes to the mental health of us as a society, we do not know how to invest in aftercare in terms of having communication skills, in terms of being able to know what resources are available, but most of all, trying to find a way to even to articulate of what we demand for ourselves, rather, with aftercare. And I think that's a real thing, because I honestly believe, GG, ever since 2020, this world has been spiraling out of fucking control. It's almost like,
absolutely.
It's almost like somebody took the world, and I'm using the world as a yo-yo, and they just said, okay, we're just going to drop it. We're just going to drop the world. We're just going to see how far the world as a yo-yo can go down before this string just cuts, and it's just, the world is down into oblivion. It just falls on the ground and it's destroyed. Like, I really have felt that the world has been a yo-yo, that's been dropped from 2020, and we're just still falling, and the string is going to cut eventually. And there's been no caring of each other to try to hold on, wait a minute, to pick up the yo-yo and have an ebb and flow where, oh, okay, it's moving, but we're not dead. And I don't mean dead physically, I mean dead mentally, everybody. So, but that's why I feel like aftercare for mental health, and also just not giving a fuck has not mattered for a long time, and it's sad.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true. And you're right, that is sad. And when it comes to how the world is, that is so true. Like, it just seems everything is off. Things are not how they used to be or what they seem to be. So there's a lot of uncertainties that are happening.
Yes.
But yeah, aftercare is so important, and just care, period, not even aftercare, because before you get to aftercare, you need to care beforehand. So it needs to be where care is more of a concern,
right,
than being concerned with uncooperative people and things that are causing you to care less. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, we need to start surrounding ourselves with positivity, with positive people, positive energy, and things need to be beneficial. And you can say, oh, well, relationships shouldn't be beneficial. And I'm going to say you're wrong, because anything that you do in life and anything that comes to you, whether it's a job, relationship, friendship, anything, it needs to be beneficial. Not only to you, but also to the person. It needs to be reciprocal. It can't just be one-sided. But you need to make sure that the things that you're doing in life are beneficial and they're benefiting you in a positive way.
Absolutely.
Like this right here with Jared and how he's doing with Charlie, this is not a beneficial partnership, because he is not truly giving her all of him. He's really only using her for her body.
Yep.
And that's disrespectful. So that's taking away that care, while she should be doing aftercare from just having birth, giving birth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're exhausting. All that just it's exhausting.
Yeah. No, and thank
Why?
you for mentioning that. About just having care in general. I only thought about aftercare because of the situation that Charlie was in, about aftercare in general. But in addition to that, there should just be care in general. Sometimes, y'all, if y'all knew, sometimes I overthink in my commentary. Because I know some of y'all gonna be like, Brian, wait a minute, you should have went with Gigi's point first about care first before aftercare. But we were talking about the situation at hand, so that's the first thing I thought about. But
see, well, that's the thing. See, that's how it is when it comes to care, because I knew what you meant and I cared enough to elaborate and to go ahead and to add to it. That's also comes the beneficial. Okay. Yep. So we just benefited each other because we both understood what was being said, but we added to,
Yep. And both points were necessary. You can't have one without the other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So yeah, like it's definitely I really feel that a reunion is necessary. Just off of the 5 episodes that we have seen, I want to know how Charlie feels after seeing what she has saw, because filming ended before the episodes aired, before the show aired, any of that filming was over. So they actually have the chance to watch these back. And some things, happen in between time. So we get more information, but I really do feel like a reunion is necessary, because I want to know where a lot of these couples are going to end up.
No, for sure. And like I said, I'm with you, because there's more meat to these ribs this season, where Taronda sitting at a desk at a laptop is not going to work. And I'm saying that with all love on, okay? Now we're not blaming Toronto. We're not
Yeah,
blaming
it's not gonna work.
Murray Productions, because the first season you did what you could, right? Because you didn't know how big it was gonna be. You're known now, okay? So this is non-negotiable, okay? Hell, just, and if you need some hosts, we're available, okay? But we gotta be paid our worth, though. We're not saying $10 million, but we gotta be enough where, you know, it's
gotta be beneficial, okay?
Yeah, and we stay getting the checks, okay? So just keeping it a buck. So after that, by the way, Jared, it was crazy that you say you wanted to rub the babies like Infinity Stones when you were freaking out about having 6 kids. Moving on. Children are not toys. Those are called baby alives. Get one.
He got one. He got a 6-month-old. What are you talking about?
No, wait. No, I was saying because remember when he said that he wanted to rub the babies like Infinity Stones? I'm like, these are not. This is not a Marvel movie. I'm gonna need you to be an adult here.
Right. Okay, Thanos. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Really?
But yeah, he freaked out about having 6 kids, but he wants to rub 2 kids like Infinity Stones. What the hell?
Just, you know what? Just moving on.
So we're in the kitchen with Irvin, and he said that there's been no full-on kiss with Alicia, and that, you know, and I do want to say Gigi has been calling this thing out. So I think you can credit Gigi Nana as a producer on this episode, because Irvin said that, you know, I've never seen someone try to deflect and gaslight you, weaponize your health or anything to avoid responsibility. Gigi, what did you think about that? Because you have been calling that since pretty much the beginning.
I was gonna say, listen, thank you, because I've been saying it. You could see it. This is not censored. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have the black strips. There's not blurred out. Like, we're seeing these things. We're seeing you. This is reality TV. It's a little bit different than, you know, some of these other shows. And this show is different entirely. Well, this is kind of like 90 Day Fiance, though, because they were all online. Mm-hmm. But this here, for him, I've been waiting for him to say it, and I know that a lot of people have been saying it, but I have said it from the beginning. For him to say it and call it out is one thing, but I'm starting to see Irvin in a different light, okay? Now, I will say, okay, he tried. He did try.
Child, he was did.
Right. He gave an opening. He gave an opportunity. She was not trying to take it. He was definitely doing what he came to do. Okay. Now, I don't want to jump the gun, but Irvin ain't been completely honest either. And he lets it out that before he came, he talked to his ex-girlfriend. Let's go ahead and move on, because after this, him and Alicia go outside to talk.
So here they are in the kitchen, and Brandon, just to add context to what Gigi is saying, everybody, Brandon apologizes to Alicia, even though Brandon should not have had to apologize, because you had the right to feel the way that you felt, because Alicia was not giving Irvin the time of day, but yet had the time, energy, and commitment to talk about your relationship. And Irvin felt a way about that. And so then here we are. I don't think we saw this the first season. Because it looked like it's the same damn house, but I do not remember them.
No, I think this is a different house.
Okay.
I think this is different.
Okay. Oh, you know what? You're right, because they had like the outdoor area where not the outdoor area, but it was more of a nature house. This one kind of seems like more of a luxury house. But I only say that outdoor area where Taronda hibachi Chris.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta go back and watch Sharonda Hibachi Chris, because man, she did her good shit. But anyway, that's season 1. We're on season 2. But here is the conversation right here. So Irvin and Alicia are talking, and God is telling Irvin to move on, and Alicia's like, "Good for you. I feel the same." And Alicia said, she tried as well. I don't know why, but I feel like Gigi has some comments from the site that we watched this show from that would say
listen.
That's what she said. Really? You tried?
You tried?
Let me tell you something. I tried to go to Disneyland. And you know what? I don't have the money to go to Disneyland, but you know what? I can type in Disneyland on YouTube and watch videos on it. So I tried more than you did, Alicia. And Disneyland's in California. Oh, you did not try.
Listen, okay. Okay. So some of these are long.
Oh, hey.
And when I mean long, like they're long.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
Okay, so let me.
Okay.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I have to cipher through which ones is not about Kiki and Brandon, because Kiki and Brandon got a lot of shit going on in there too.
Yes.
But so
the fact that are hesitating tells me that these comments had no fucks given energy. It has to be.
Okay, so there's a lot about Irvin too. Okay, so this is okay.
My Lord Jesus, go ahead.
Listen, okay. So I'm just gonna read some. Some of these are about Irvin, but we're just gonna. Okay. Like this one says from ATLian, her finest. Urban, not sure which it is, crashed out at this last moment. I don't feel Alicia is the best person either, but this ex-girlfriend story is too much. It's not relevant, and he trying to save his ego. Just go and let it be. Not cool. Barbara Civil says, "Oh my gosh, I agree. That's the type of man that scares me." Then to go back and continue talking mess about her to the group is lame as hell. His story changed. Did his ex call or like a picture? Like, bruh, he is very odd. Like, seriously, he needs attention. Just get your stuff and go. All that extra stuff is what women do. Sheesh.
Right.
Okay, so a lot of this is actually about Urban. Okay, Alicia ticked that man off when she was dismissed. His valid feelings about her doing yoga with another man willingly whilst rejecting him with this overprotective self-care narrative. Sometimes women are saving sex for marriage, but a lot of the time, the withholding of intimacy completely from a budding relationship without probable cause is actually a control issue. It's the same issue with Kiki and Brandon. Men need to be encouraged just as women do. You're actively hurting the other person, and then you turn around and gaslight them into thinking they're crazy for reacting to your trauma response. If you have an issue with your man, open your mouth and talk. It's throwing rocks and hiding your hands. But then again, a lot of us women know we picked the wrong men deep down, but are scared to be alone. And that was from Mindful Queen.
That was a...
Listen, when I say they over here giving paragraphs, people they are listen. They hope
that was a chapter in a book. Wow. Sometimes we choose somebody just to not be lonely. And I feel like that happens with everybody at this point. Like, I feel like at this point, Gigi, when it comes to dating and relationships and marriages and menage a trois and threesomes and what have you, I feel like at this point, as long as you have found somebody to deal with the good, the bad, and the what the uck in the middle about you, go forth and prosper. I mean, it has gotten that bad where it's like, you know what? Let everybody be free. Because when you look to the left, you look to the right, you look north, you look up, you look down. It's hard to find a railing to hold on to for dating. Like, I mean, good Jesus. Oh, my Lord. Gigi, you there?
Yeah, I was about to say there is a lot of in here with Charlie and Jared. Like, I'm telling you, when I say they're in the comments writing books, you are absolutely right. These are chapters because they are letting it all out. They're when I say the feelings, okay.
Jeez.
So listen, 2 Cent Tam says, OMG, Haitian guy with the locks is a psychopath. Laughing my ass off. I'm glad the other guys found it comical because same. When I tell y'all I'm Haitian and I do not date Haitian men unless I have the complete upper hand, he got to be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Taurus. Hold on, don't come for the Scorpios now. I mean, that might be a different for a Haitian man, but don't come for the Scorpios. Like, we're not gonna do that, okay? It's not today. No, ma'am. No, we're not. Okay. Oh, yo. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. We just gonna keep it. We gonna keep it classy. Okay. Anyway,
let me tell you something. The comment section online is a whole. It's a forget person, forget entity. It's a whole nother platform. Like you'll read. Like sometimes you'll like find an article. And you'll start reading the comments and be like, this comment section is a whole, this comment section is a whole platform. And I mean, everybody's just jumping off. Like and it's mind-boggling the confidence people have in these comment sections, Gigi, that you're just like, okay, all this is a person. Ain't no way.
Listen, I'm gonna read one more and then we gonna go because they in here windmilling.
It feels like the comment section that you're reading from this episode is like a whole nother episode on top of this
on top of this one. Okay, listen, they're coming for Irvin in this one because, okay, before I read this, we are going to just go ahead and talk about it because, so when Irvin asked Alicia to come out and they come and sit down and they talk, he lets her know that he wants to break up. He basically doesn't see their relationship going anywhere. They're not compatible. She's, weaponizing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just letting her know, like, this is why I don't want to be with you. But then he brings out the fact that his ex-girlfriend called him before he came,
Yeah.
and he felt like
5
that was
days
a sign
before.
from God, right? That was a sign from God that it wasn't right because they hadn't talked for 5 years, and she just out the blue calls him, and Alicia's just like, okay, right, okay, that's fine, I agree, okay. And she was pushing buttons. We ain't gonna lie. You listen, Alicia was pushing them buttons. She was definitely making sure that she could get at him, okay? We gonna just be honest. So he's doing all that. And I was just like, what is the point of this? Like, what is the point of you bringing up this whole ex-girlfriend? And I actually want to talk about that because we were talking about the phones, right?
Yes.
So okay, so I'm confused because I feel like he's lying about a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to pinpoint, just like, okay, I'm just gonna ask the questions because he said that he spoke to her 5 days before, correct?
Right. 5 days before, him flying out to LA and everything in between, correct.
Right. But then when he gets in the house and he's telling the guys or telling the whole group in the kitchen about how they are going to be going their separate ways, and things didn't work out, but then he brings up that he talked to his ex, and he says that he talked to her on the phone, but then he goes, no, wait, she liked a picture, and I just took that as a sign that I was supposed to be with her, that I loved her very deeply, and he starts to cry.
Yes. This is where in the words of DJ Khaled, congratulations, you played yourself, because like you so smoothly stated, Alicia was Jody from first season. We can all agree with that. If you disagree with it, I need you to please, in the words of Samuel Jackson, put some 7th Avenue lavender body oil rather, on your body. Get in your bed, pull your comforter over your body. In the words of Samuel Jackson, go the fuck to sleep if you don't think Alicia did not agitate Irvin. Okay? So let's get that out the way first. With that being said, sir, there's a lot of signs in life to let you know that you need to go to the higher that's waiting on the lower that's available for you, as I often say when we go live on tour. But I've never heard a black man, black woman, forget black man and black woman, any individual. Yes, individual for you bougie people, individual for everybody else. I never heard of a person say, you know what? She liking my picture means I need to go be with her. Phone call fixed everything.
Wait a minute now. I done heard of it. That's where psychos come from. Listen here, I watch.
I'm not about to play the piano with you. You know what I mean by that.
I watch ID. I watch Investigation Discovery. Okay. Listen, that's where psychos come from, and it's so crazy that I say that because listen, this is what she said. Listen, what the Look Deeper says. Okay. Look Deeper says exactly his complaints about not getting a kiss or hug gave me a bad reaction. Let me see. Hold on. Wait. Is this the one? Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. His complaints about not getting a kiss or hug gave me a bad reaction. His level of feeling entitled to her body and affection, no matter how disrespectful he was or how she felt, was disturbing to me. he just wanted sex and behaved like angry caveman because he wasn't with it. Because she wasn't with it at all. I actually took pleasure, Lord forgive me, but I did take pleasure when she pushed his buttons because the fake mask fell off his face every time. Even how he said, "What the fuck you calling me for about my," or when she said, "What the fuck you calling me for about my ex?" Dude, straight from Hell's Camp for sure. Damn, Hell's Camp? Okay. I don't think his ex wants him back at all. Probably was just a flex checkup to remind him of what he lost. I don't think his ex called at all, honestly. And if she did, this was my question I asked. Since they do have their phones while they're there, have you been communicating with your ex during this time as well? Because you ain't really been communicating with Alicia. Like, she ain't really been giving you that time. So have you been communicating with your ex? And also, is it really your ex communicating with you, or is it you trying to reach back out to your ex and trying to make something happen?
That part.
Because I don't think she's crying over you like you're crying over her right now.
Yeah, something in the Kool-Aid is not tea. I fully agree.
Yeah.
When and like I said, Irvin had the majority of the culture. Let me know if I'm over that, Gigi, but he had the majority of the culture. Everybody was on his side.
You're right. Yeah.
But when he pulled this up, I'm like, bruh, you as the people say, you lost the plot. Because it's like, dude, if you would have just been still of, you know what, and you almost had it, really, but you lost the plot. Like I said, I don't think that this is working. Anytime you bring God into it, bro, we only know you for 10 episodes. We don't know your history, nor are we supposed to know. But utilizing God is very testing. More people will believe in your character when you always are showcasing your character, right? So, but that was your right to say, you know, God gave me a sign. But if you would just left that, listen, obviously we have not begun along. I'm feeling away. You are feeling away. So I think it is just best if we move in peace. And I wish you would. If you would have done that, the culture would have been on your side tenfold, because Alicia did the most to you. We agree with that. But when you're on a show called The Never Ever Mets, to meet up with a person that you never met before, and you throwing up history that they really have nothing to do with, sir, what the hell?
It's almost like that was his way to save face.
Right.
Because she was not, I don't think she gave him the reaction that he wanted. So he just kept trying to dig and find a way to make her upset or make her feel some way. But she didn't feel the way that he thought she should. So, sorry about that. But like I said, I wonder if it's more of him doing the chasing of his ex than his ex trying to reach out to him. Because this is my thing. If you loved her, if you loved your ex so much, and, you know, she knows you and, you know, you're crying over and all this, why didn't you just say, no, I'm not going to do this. Let's go ahead and work it out before you even came? Because let me tell you, if I'm going on a show after only knowing somebody for a few months, and somebody that I truly, truly loved and wanted to be with and probably still have dreams of being with contacted me and was like, hey, I'm back in town, or I want to work things out, or hey, can you know any of that? I'm sorry, listen, whoever you are online that I haven't met, bye. The love of my life is, you know, calling me. So Urban just rubs me the wrong way. Like, I just can't take him seriously. And then for him to come in the kitchen and talk bad about Alicia like he did, like, I do feel like his mask was off. Like, you're showing your colors now. So yeah, I could, yeah. But Alicia comes in there and she lets it be known, like, hey, my peace has been disrupted. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm ready to go. Leaving here. It's not gonna work out.
Child, that was a lot. Jesus Christ. So with all that being said, Chris said that he's a good guy, but was a as Alicia looking at everybody here. Chris said that, hey, Dondi, welcome in. I'm late, but once Alicia said she felt unsafe, that would have been it for me. Understood, my friend. Understood, and welcome in. Glad to have you here. Chris said, Irvin was a good guy, but cry baby. Jared said the timeline didn't make sense. Jared, you are the last person who should talk about timelines and shit. Charlie said that she called it. Cinco said that you don't have to cry anymore. So Gigi, what did you think about some of the cast reacting to that?
I mean, everybody's seen it. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles seen it first. Like, anybody's seen it. You can see it. It was clear as day. I would have honestly been more upset if they would have portrayed that bullshit throughout the entire episode, like the entire season. So I am so glad that they actually had the gumption to actually call it quits and say, this is not working. I'd rather go back home. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, yeah, everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
And as we see, like the cast, like, of course they talk and everything. So there's probably been plenty of conversation, because this isn't the first time Urban's talked to the guys or talked to people about the stuff that's going on. So everybody knows what's happening. Like, they already knew. So it's not a surprise. It wasn't surprising.
No, fully agreed. I think a lot of times, it reminds me of Temptation Island. Sometimes it needs to end. You just need a confirmation to know to proceed. And I feel like The Never Ever Mets is Temptation Island in a way, but it's the temptation of going forward with bringing virtual dating into real reality dating. And that's why I feel like with this show, Gigi, that for these couples, it is, some of them know that they need to date because they feel it. They just need a confirmation to see if it could be real. And then others, they might have had preconceived notions like, well, this mother-ucking bitch or this mother-ucking bitch is getting on my nerves. And they just need a confirmation to know if they can let it go.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it is just a conversation. And that's just the same as, somebody who's in any kind of situation or relationship that they don't want to be in, whether, like, again, a job, a relationship, a friendship, anything like that. A lot of times a person can say something and you won't get it or react until you're ready to. When you're ready to, and you get that confirmation or you get that feeling like, yeah, it's time to end this or it's time to go, that's when you'll go. And that's just with anything. Just like people who are in abusive or traumatic relationships or situations, a person can tell you like, yo, this is bad, they're hurting you, why are you doing this, and you're just steady making excuses. But at that moment, when you get that confirmation like, hey, I can leave, I can do better, that's when you'll do it. Yeah. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, when you get that confirmation, time to go.
That's it. It did seem a little immature to laugh at Irvin's tears. Yeah, it did, and that's why I said what I said about Jared. Like, you want to talk about timelines, sir. There's a story about a lady and a man who couldn't keep it in his pants.
What was so funny about it is you're crying over your ex. You showing these tears like she was the best. She was just the best thing for me because we just lied. So shut up. This is crazy. What? Sir, why? Okay, you tried to use the fact that your ex text called, liked a picture. We don't know because we don't even know if she's really real.
Right.
But you use that as an excuse to try to push this woman's buttons or get under her skin, and it didn't work. So now you're in here crying and shedding tears and boo-hooing. Like, come on. They knew you were full of shit, so they laughed. That's what happens. That is what happens when you look like a clown, people laugh. And you looked like a clown.
Yeah, no, fully agreed with you on Irvin. Just like I said, nobody should be making fun of anybody's tears. That's why I was saying Jared is the last one to talk. But no, fully agreed with everything that you said, Gigi, as I often do with you. So
yeah, Jared is definitely the last one to talk, but it was just, like I said, I'll say what people think that they don't say because they just want to be, listen, I'm sorry, my filter is unfiltered. So
listen, same here, child.
That's what happens. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. Because come on. This woman said that she felt unsafe. She's done so many, there has been toxic things that she has done. Yes. You weren't crying about that, but you want to cry about a relationship that you had, which you, in his own words, was you hadn't talked to her in 5 years.
Yep.
But 5 days ago, she called you, but then it turns into where she liked a picture. Sir, are you a stalker? Because I'm just not sure.
Now, wait a minute, Gigi. Hang on 1 minute. Now, I believe Joe Goldberg is in jail in New York. I don't think Joe Goldberg and Irvin ever communicated. I don't think that. I don't think.
Are you sure? Sometimes a cousin is a cousin from a cousin's cousin, so we don't know how it lists. I don't know. I'm just saying, this is
in the words of Melody Cherie, I'm not about to play the piano with you. Anyway, so here are the here's some pictures of what happened afterwards. So that is Tatiana and Alicia. Alicia,
why Alexis over there looking pregnant?
Right. I was thinking that. I'm like, really? She's looking like a mother. But this one right here though.
I didn't know if she was crying, laughing, or ready to go to bed. I was confused.
I'm just like, this is a mother of school children. If you don't get your ass in this house, I'll be the folded arms, the facial structure, and everything. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, this is all love, y'all. It really is. I promise y'all. But she looked like somebody's mama though, Kiki does. Like the kids just got off the school bus. I've been cooking these damn greens all day.
Right. She looked like she eavesdropping on on her kids' conversation.
Yes.
The fuck y'all talking about? Yeah, but I was like, is she crying? Is she laughing? I'm confused, Kiki.
Yeah,
What you doing?
I did not know what this face was. Oh my God. My Lord, my Lord. So after all that's being said and done, then we have this picture here. This was a conversation with Jared, Charlie, and then I think this is Tatiana. No, that's Brittany. Brittany,
Mm-hmm.
thank you, George. That's Brittany. Because Brittany and Ty need to talk about the conversation. That need to have the conversation about what happened. And then after that, they're all in the car. Now I'm loving these car shots a lot more. I don't think they really did car shots a lot the first season. I mean, they did the car shots here and there, but not as much as they did this. I mean, it does give a different dimension too. I really do like that. But Chris was confused about where they were going. And so then they pull up, and Taronda is the MC of poetry night. I say that with love. Okay, I say that with so much love. They pull up to a comedy. Y'all don't get mad at me. You saw the thumbnail. You know our voices are dead. You know why you're here. It looked like poetry night. Damn it. They were color coordinated.
Listen, if I was trying to lose a kernel of this caramel popcorn, I would have just. Okay, you just almost made me choke. No, why she gotta be the poetry MC? You know what?
I said this with love. I really do. Like, even the stripes are matching. Like the stripes on her jacket and the stripes on his shirt. Like, come on, y'all. Really, was this planned?
So what you saying? She was gonna do poetry and he was gonna paint a picture?
I guess so. I guess so, child. Yes, so. And like I said, it's a good look. I was like, wow, poetry night. Okay, but where they really are, y'all, is at a comedy club. Okay. So let's see. So this is Jordan Black here. This guy's Jordan Black. And they're gonna do improv. And so basically the exercise is, here's everybody here at this comedy club here. Very small comedy club, or maybe that's just one of the rooms, but that was a very small room. It looked like for private sessions and stuff, but either way.
Well, yeah, so it looks like an improv studio.
Yeah, improv studio for sure. So here's all the gang here. And then so they get on stage, and this is about trust. So basically, they have to try to walk to the edge of the stage, but it's a trust exercise. It's almost like the bridge, and you fall back and you hope that there are people who catch you. You know what I mean? So I think Brandon went first, and then he went to hug Kiki. I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of cute because they've been ebbing more than flowing, those two. And then something funny was said. Gigi, could you catch what they said? Because it was so quick.
No, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, it was so quick. Yes, Taronda is a rapper. Yes, you are correct. She is a rapper. Yes, she is. It's just, oh, you know what? Hang on. U-N-I-T-Y, U-N-I-T-Y-Y, U-N-I-T-Y-Y-Y-Y-Y-Y, U-N-I-T-Y. Okay, back to our review. Shout out to Queen Latifah, by the way. Just a legend, who is legend. What, Gigi? What, it was right there. What was I supposed to do? See, this is not my fault. See, this was Dondi's fault for saying Sharonda is a rapper, isn't she?
Not doing
That was Dondi's fault, okay?
Not doing this. No. No, we're not. Nope. Nope.
So with that being said, Dondi, Brandon is putting more effort into the relationship than Kiki is. He keeps trying, and he is trying. I will definitely say that. I think since their conversation with the therapist, I do think that he has definitely tried to evolve for sure, without question.
He has definitely showed that he is trying more than Kiki, and we know why Kiki is not able to reciprocate, because she is still in love with her ex, who she still lives with, that she only broke up with 4 months ago, even though her and Brandon have been dating 4 years.
Yeah, that was, ooh, child. That was something. So everyone has turned, and then Chris, you know what Chris was, Gigi? You know how like you come to class and you're like, oh shit, I forgot that one assignment we were supposed to turn in, but you don't say nothing because you know you didn't turn the assignment, right? And you got that one kid in class, right? Excuse me, didn't we have an assignment to turn in? And then everybody turns around and looks at you, and you're like, what did I do? And it is mentally noted that soon as first period of lunch is up and that bell rings, we go into the cafeteria to talk about some things, not talk about some things. What the hell is wrong with you? Why'd you break up and we got to turn that damn assignment? You could just be one of us today. You just had to be the star pupil. Because Alexis has trust issues, right? So Chris said that Alexis forgot. Alexis did not do that. Didn't do the exercise. What did you think of that?
I think I don't see them lasting. I think Chris is not as attracted to her as he is putting on. That's why he's not really trying to be romantic with her in a way. Like the most we've seen that he's been romantic was the very first date. After that, it has not been like that. And if she's already exhibiting the trust issues, just like if he was exhibiting trust issues, she would have a problem with this. So if you're seeing that she's having this problem with trust, y'all need to talk about it. If it's something that you continue to talk about and you're not seeing any change, and you already know there's not going to be a change, it's time to go. So I think Chris will either realize it and let her go, because honestly, I don't see them leaving together. I don't.
Sorry there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. No, I fully agree with you that I don't think they're going to last at all. And also too, what did you think about Chris putting Alexis on blast? Because it did feel like that one.
Oh, you know, that's a can opener, a can of worms. She's finna be mad as fuck. Or, excuse my French, she gonna be mad.
Like
because
why
he
did
called
you
her
have to
out.
mention the assignment I forgot to do?
Why did you call me out in front of the class?
Mm-hmm.
What and why? Oh, so you think okay? It's about to be a problem. It's about to be a problem.
No, for sure, for sure. Chris enjoys putting Alexis on blast. He does, but also too. Here's the thing. I think some people like Alexis. They get judged a little harshly because we see a rough exterior, but sometimes we don't know that rough exterior is protection or like an ADT system, right? We just see that they're just guarded, right? But I do think there's more to Alexis. I think she just has to be in the right environment, right? And this is an untraditional environment. I think we can all agree with that. So then there was an improv. There was an improv exercise where they had to basically agree upon different terms of the story. So it was a thriller. John got murdered. Bullet went through his head. There were cameras, and let's see. There were cameras. The poison was in the wine, and Clay said he'd been drinking wine since he got here. And then this improv exercise, I kind of liked this one. But it was definitely exercise on trust. It was called Last Letter. So basically, whatever you said, you had to start the next sentence with that last letter. So, for example, I'm trying to think. I went to Arby's and got roast beef and fries. So then the last letter is S.
So I'd have to say
we'll start the next sentence with the last letter.
Right. So I'd say, so you went to Arby's, but you didn't get me anything. So then you would have to start off with the Y, because I ended with a Y. But yeah, that's how the game was played.
Yeah. And so one of the yes indeed. So one of the funniest things was I think it was Alexis and Chris, and she said it was a very long day or something to that degree, and it ended in a Y. And so instead of it, but it was a Y like in the letter Y. But the way Chris flipped it, I gotta give it to Chris. This was fun. He said, "Why is that so surprising?" And I was
like, "Oh man, this poor thing."
I gotta tell you something. That's like the uncle playing charades, and it's like, okay, he ain't playing charades no more. He's just in his own orbit. But it was clever how he did, because it was still a Y, except it wasn't the letter Y. And I thought that was hilarious. So that was good. That was really, really good. I thought that was funny. For sure. So let's see here. So then after that, then there was like a witness segment, and they had to like witness something or, showcase that they saw something, but it was what it was. And then this conversation came up in the vehicle with Brandon and Kiki. And here's some more pics here of how the games were supposed to go. And Cinco was just like, nope. Oh, surprisingly, I'm having a great day. And then Chris said, why is that so surprising? And then here's the witness segment. Child, it's just the curvature just pops out every damn time when you ask Charlie. Jesus, just be a fence, child. Just so then we get to this. No, go ahead.
Nothing. You just
no. Go ahead.
I try to help you every time. I try.
Listen, it's a gorgeous sight to see. It truly is. Amen. Praise Him. Hallelujah. So, with that being, we look out for each other on this damn show. So, with that being said, so then this scene right here, Clay and Tatiana are in the back, and Brandon and Kiki are talking, but Kiki's really not engaging with Brandon. And Brandon said, "I don't know how you can be so soft but not want any affection." And I thought that was a very observant point. Kiki then says that she doesn't come from an affectionate family, and Brandon is worried about, his engagement of affection, and Kiki was overwhelmed with that affection of her being invested in. G, what did you think of this? Because I do feel like that this is more common in relationships than we know. Maybe not so much affection of, PDA so much, but maybe the affection of, wanting to be protective, or wanting to take care of people, or just anything in terms of investing quality in a relationship that seems to be triggering for some. Gigi, you there?
Oh, my bad, Mike. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me now?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes, I can.
all right. So honestly, with that just makes me, the first thing I think about is trauma. I feel like that's something that she needs to definitely go to therapy for and talk about, because if this is really the reason why you can't get close to Brandon, is because you didn't know PDA before, or you didn't grow up with it. That's one thing. But you just said that you were in an 8-year relationship. Did you not get any of that in that relationship either? So it's like, has she really not had that? So she doesn't really know how to accept it, or, be that type of person? Or is it the fact that she really is holding on to her ex, that she cannot give herself fully to Brandon and is not allowing herself to have that public displays of affection? Because it might be something where she feels like, hey, because they're still living together. So one, it's like, what did you tell your ex?
Right.
Because she's been talking to Brandon for 4 years, but she was with her ex for 8 years, and they just broke up 4 months ago. So there's definitely a lot of overlap going on. So what did you tell your ex about, these few weeks that you're going to be gone? Did you tell him that this is you're taking a trip with some family? Are you, does he know that you've been dating Brandon? Like, what is really the case? I really don't feel like he does. So this can also be a way of her saying, see, I didn't do anything. I didn't, just in case he watches the show.
Correct.
So no, I didn't kiss him. I didn't hug him. I didn't do anything. Like, you can see that it's even a problem. Like, is this her way of having proof that, hey, I didn't do anything? Right. So I don't know. Kiki's got me feeling different. Like, I really feel like she's, like, I'm not feeling Kiki like that no more. Like I was in the beginning, I was rooting for her, like, oh, Kiki's so sweet, she's so cute. But no, she's starting to look manipulative to me. She's scheming. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I would have to agree with you, because if you are that afraid of sharing what is happening in your life with someone that was more of a burden than a blessing, and you are in a state of confusion of the unknown, that you don't even want to give a chance to find out if there could be the other side of what could be known in terms of joy, love, and happiness for you. And I said this on Instagram. You cannot feel like a blessing until you stop feeling like a curse. And I feel like because Kiki has felt this way for such a long time, she doesn't know how to feel like a blessing. Because when you feel like a blessing, you give that energy to other people in your life, right? Blessing is the law of attraction. Give, it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, run over, and he'll give it to your bosom. That's just the scripture version of the law of attraction, right? So I do feel that, for what it is, something's not swinging the Kool-Aid with Kiki. Because if you're not trusting your ex and you're not trusting your partner in this experience, then how can you ever trust anybody at that?
Right. And Kiki, even at this moment, she's, speaking about like, hey, how she needs more time or, in order for her to get comfortable. And Tatiana and Clay's in the back, like, we get closer with each date, and they back there tonguing it down. So again, I have to question one, Kiki. I question a lot about her, just at the fact that there are so many things that are coming up and coming out that just don't make sense. And I'm really starting to feel like what I just said is true. She's trying to show like, hey, I didn't do anything. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this is going to be televised. So your ex is going to see this and y'all are still living together. So it's not like, I don't know, Kiki, it just don't make sense.
Yeah.
It's not making sense.
No, not at all. And like I said, the more that you keep dragging your pain along, the less, I'll put it like this. The more you allow pain to hurt you, the less time you can find resources to heal it. That's how I feel about it. And that's why I feel like with Kiki, like this is a huge pain that's getting worse. And it's just like, okay, well, how far is the pain going to go before Icy Hot don't work on it anymore? That's how I feel about it. To catch up with the comments here, Dundee, Cinco and Jay may be the only ones leaving together. Gigi did say that as well. I'm leaning towards that as well. Maybe she opened herself up to her ex and got hurt. So it may be hard to open up again. That's very true as well. It's better to be with the devil you know than the devil that you don't know. Also from Donnie, Kiki showed her true colors when she would help Brandon cook or help wash dishes. Absolutely. Kiki acts like a spoiled brat. Oh Lord. Speaking of saying what's on your mind, I feel like Gigi, to the chapters of the book that's being written, do we have any? Well, I think you said there were some comments on Kiki.
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Because, Kiki got a whole lot of comments just of her own, just... Because, again, I think more and more people are starting to see Kiki for who she really is. Like, Kiki's starting to show that she, like... I don't know. She's just not trustworthy. But Destiny Peach says... Kiki likes her ex more than Brandon. Brandon is fake. I see right through him. Chris should have just left. He's not even trying with Alexis. Just wanted to be on the show. Cinco leave Jay. She's not on his level. He would do better with a more mature woman. Bye, Jared. He was so ready for her to leave. And then she said, I hope you're the one. And he's like, am I? Yeah, which was crazy.
Oh, wow.
So this is going through, everybody, but I'm not about to read that whole thing. Okay. That is just that. Yeah, that was just.
Oh no!
That's a whole paragraph.
Not the chapters being
when I say wait paragraphs. Okay. ATLien the finest says, Kiki, baby, you're not ready for anything real. This woman has a lot of self-work to do, and that's okay. Hell, we've all been there, but baby girl needs to acknowledge she can't be present like she needs to be in this relationship right now. It shows real bad, which is very true.
Yeah.
That's what we, have been saying, like, Kiki, it's okay.
Yeah. It's okay to be it's okay to be any emotion from inside out.
Yeah.
Like that's why all the emotions were inside out. I mean, the movie would not have worked with just joy or just anger or just disgust or just anxiety, or just disappointment. It took all those emotions to make that movie what it is. And I feel like sometimes, Gigi, people forget that just because we wear the crown and handle our domain doesn't mean it doesn't get hard to be a ruler in our domain from time to time. You know what I mean? Because especially with what we do our best to, give you a show that is of light, love, and joy. But sometimes it gets real behind the scenes.
Right.
And we do the best we can because we know, for one, you guys got things happening behind the scenes. We got things happening behind the scenes. But also, too, we also know that we can be a solution. But sometimes if we negate the fact that it's okay to be frustrated about a problem, then we will perpetuate having a problem. Now, that was a word right there. You didn't get that.
That was definitely a word right there.
Listen.
Now listen, Cootie comments and says the next people to leave. Cootie left a comment and says the next people to leave should be.
There were so many ways to go with that, but I'm just gonna move right along. Go ahead.
Oh goodness. Says the next people to leave should be Kiki and Brandon because Kiki is not ready to be with Brandon. What do you think about that?
Say that one more time.
The next people to leave should be Kiki and Brandon because Kiki is not ready to be with Brandon.
I think I want to hold out hope still, but I fully agree with that. Absolutely. At this point, by episode 5, there should be somewhat of a connection that you can hold on to, right? I would have at least thought that after the therapy session with Dr. Alley, that there would have been, some walls broken down, right? But yeah, I agree. And when you said that person's comment, y'all, for those, I have not seen sentence, but I've been seeing social media, and
you know what? Listen, my husband surprised me with the impromptu date. I told you that earlier.
Yes.
And he took me to go see Sinners. It was so good.
I have been hearing nothing but
listen, that's why I said I'm still eating my caramel popcorn from there, okay?
and listen, that's where I was going to go with it. Because it seems like for this season, it's that iconic line of you told me you loved me. I thought, well, I told you to get away from me too, but I heard you, and you stuck your tongue in my coos and you fucked me so hard. I figured you changed your mind. Now I know Haley Steinfeld ain't guy like that in the thickness, but that accent can take my soul. Listen.
Yeah, that movie is so good. Like, I will go see it again.
Yes, Haley Steinfeld. I did change my mind after you told me that. Yes, I did, child. Yes, I did.
Yeah. The previews do not do justice because I'm telling you, it is good. It is so good.
You know what I've been seeing? Gigi, side note, everybody. I've been seeing that line remixed in so many skits of why FWBs don't work. I have seen that line in so many different ways.
I might have to do a stitch to it because I'm telling you, that part is so crazy, especially when you see it and then you see all the context around it. It's like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
But let me tell you something. Hey, Haley Steinfeld does not talk like that, y'all. She does not. But when she did that head switch, it was like you could tell that blackness was in her.
Yeah,
like,
she definitely channeled her daddy's energy.
Doesn't mean I'm not gonna throw down, okay? But shout out to that amazing cast. I think it's made over $2 billion, and Ryan Coogler has got the rights to the franchise. So I got a feeling that there's a world of sinners forming. It's been some rumors saying a sequel is going to happen, and some people are saying it's not.
The way it left off, it definitely can have a sequel. I'll just say that it definitely can have a sequel. How it ended, absolutely.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. And not to mention too, I will say this. I feel like because this was, and y'all, it's got so many genres in this film, but I feel like how there was the Jungle Cruise for Disney, and how people thought it was going to be a jungle cruise going to different jungles around the world. There are sinners in different time periods. I'll just leave it there. And Ryan, you don't even have to call me for that. I'm sure that you have that in your mind already. Because Gigi, there's some people that, when you watch the news of media culture and human interest stories, you're like, oh, they could use a Gigi. They could use a Braylon. Ryan don't need me. Because that idea I just said about sinners being in different time periods, I got to feel he has already thought about that. Just saying. But, yes.
Yeah. 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 But moving on.
Yes.
Moving on.
So, yes, indeed. So then we are... So then this is Kiki and Brandon talking on the balcony about something. I think about the day that they had and stuff like that. And, Brandon's like, it's a growth process. And Kiki was like, she thought it was going to be sunshine and rainbows, and it ruined my fantasy. And I guess I was a little confused. I'm like, you do realize this is the first time that you never, ever this is the first time that you're meeting, right? This is called the Never Ever Mets. And I agree, Dundee. We agree for sure. They are a winning team for sure. But what did you think about that, Gigi? Because I'm just like, I
was confused.
It's nice to know. It's nice to know that there's sunshine. It's nice to know that you believe there was going to be sunshine and rainbows, but you still have to recognize the rain and the thunder from time to time too. Like,
Kiki, how old are you, girl? At this point, do you still believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny? Because this is absurd. What do you mean you thought that this was going to be rainbows and lollipops? Like, I don't understand. How did this ruin your fantasy? Because this man is trying to get to know you, try to be with you, try to show you interest, and you are pushing him away. And listen, Lethea Johnson says, Kiki, tell Brandon what's up, which is exactly how I feel. After a while, I did not want to see her on my screen. She was becoming annoying, and that is the truth. She's becoming annoying and just hiding this secret. The more and more she hides it, the more she's standoffish with Brandon, the more I'm just like, girl, go home. Just end it and go home, because you're not interested in him. He's wasting his time. Y'all are wasting time and other people's time in the house. Y'all are taking up space. You eating up food. Like, come on, just go. We've seen y'all. Y'all have had your time. Just end it. Because at this point, what are we doing? What are we doing this for? Why are you there? What is the point in you being there when you're not even willing to really get to know this man or allow yourself to open up in order to receive the possibility of a new relationship? And after talking for 4 years, I would think that you would be more open than this. This is really, it's concerning. And that's why I said it's either she's trying to save face for her ex or something. Kiki's just not making sense to me anymore, and I am ready for her to just go ahead. Like, just go ahead and go, Brandon. I feel like they're the next ones to go.
Yeah, I agree. Because at this point, it's just like, if you're not willing to invest, and he is, that's not sweet and sour sauce. That is sour sauce. And sweet and sour sauce only works because it has both components, right? But yeah, I agree with you. It looks like it's going to be that. And it's sad because it's just like, I would rather have, Brandon than a tie. You know what I mean? But hey, that's just me though.
Yeah, we could definitely move on from them because I really don't have anything left. Because, like I said, they kind of took over this episode, and it's a lot about them, but it's a lot of nothingness because there's no openness, there's no truth that's coming out, there's no revelations, there's no agreements, there's no compromise, there's nothing when it comes to them. So we can definitely, when it comes to them, we can skip past because I think we've spoken enough about them.
Yeah, agreed. So this is, I think this is breakfast, I think, or something like that afterward.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. So then there is
or was this dinner? This was dinner, I think.
Dinner. So they played a game. Why are y'all playing games? What are y'all here for? Good. So it was basically like a high school yearbook superlative game. So it started off with which couple, needs which couple's gonna leave together at the end. Everybody says Cinco and Jay. Which couple is in the most need of the intimacy suite? Chris and Alexis. Even Alexis voted for Chris and Alexis. Who's the least compatible? Kiki and Brandon. Who's the most dramatic? Kiki and Brandon. But child, that was not the gag. The gag was, who has the most secrets? Tatiana and Clay.
Yeah.
And Tatiana was like, that's crazy. And Clay, you motherfucker, you shit. Just said like, I don't want to do it. Anybody want some Chick-fil-A? Motherfucker, we don't care about no Polynesian sauce right now. What is this sauce of bullshit that you're making right now that you want us to utilize for this dish that you want us to eat? What the fuck are you doing? He was just displacing. Like, Gigi, go ahead and take job. I was to use the word
I can't. Yes, I can't with him. I just cannot. Tatiana keeps giving him so many openings, and he does not take them. He continues to lie. He continues to gaslight. He continues to hide. He just continues to just... How hard is it to say? Wait a minute. Hold the fuck on. Whoa. Hold the fuck on. I might have some tea, y'all. Hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Hold on. I might just have some tea.
Oh hell.
Oh shit.
Oh hell.
Hold on now. Y'all, okay? Now this is coming from Miss Destiny Peach now, okay?
All right.
Letting y'all know I'm just repeating I don't know this. This can definitely be checked and verified.
Okay.
But Miss Destiny Peach says Clevassier is an actor. She says his name's Clevassier Love Smith. He's an actor. He was born on January 16th, 1996 in Los Angeles, California. He's an actor known for The Mortuary Collection in 2019, Gangland, the musical in 2018, and Adrift in Time in 2020.
And you said what was the time period? What year was the Gangland musical?
2018.
2018. Okay, let's look it up live.
Now listen, like I said, this is just what just caught my eye and I just seen. I don't know. I do not know. Okay. This is a comment from someone.
So here is Gangland the musical. This is IMDb. This tells you everything that you need to know. Clevassier Love as Rocky. Hang on, let's do this. We're doing this live, y'all. So we're not dragging, shading, or trying to put somebody down. We're just making it do what it do.
Oh.
Like I said, you never know what's going to happen when you're live on tour. So this is his Instagram. It looks like he does some house remodeling as well. Just trying to see. No. I was trying to see if he had anything promoted about himself here. Let's see here. So this is the link tree. Okay, so he's a real estate investor, an Army veteran. I mean, if you were in a movie, wouldn't you promote that on your Instagram? Wait, what was his birthday, by the way?
January 16th, 1996.
From IMDb, y'all, right there. Just we don't have to fake anything on YouTube just to exist, okay? This is what we do. So the Mortuary Collection, Gangland, the musical, Adrift in Time, Mecca as a short. So he's been in 8 productions. Yeah, there it is there. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Greg and Millie, right? Didn't somebody say that didn't somebody say that either Greg or Millie was an actor or actress last season? As Gigi gets her mic together there.
Okay, says, yeah. So
yes.
Okay, did you see it?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. This is his IMDb page right here. Mortuary Collection, Gangland musical, Adrift in Time, Mecca. He's known for those things, and then there he is, Clevassier Love, January 16th, 1996. I was just asking you from last season, the first season, wasn't there something about Greg or Millie being an actor or actress?
Yeah, I think so. I think Millie, they were saying that Millie was.
Okay.
But so now I wonder, is he a plant? Because him and Tatiana have been talking too long.
Yeah.
Well.
Wow. Okay then. Any more?
Stuff happens all the time. Just there's the tea.
Any more tea from the chapters in the book, or anything else at all, or?
Yeah, I'm just stuck on that one. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now I was seeing a whole lot of stuff with them, and now I can't see it. That's crazy. Just give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. So, in real life, 84 says, "What's so hard about saying, I know that I should have told you sooner, but I have a daughter?
Right.
By prolonging it, it's his goofy ass making it worse, especially seeing that the whole house knows but her. Ugh. And Big Mama lying ass too. Like, stop playing with that man. If you don't want him, just say that. I can't stand folks who can talk about everything else, but the shit that matters. They get too nervous to say, get the fuck out of here."
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is okay. And ATLian says his ending may be the biggest exit. Tati looks like she's not for the BS. When baby girl finds out that the majority of the house knew what she didn't know, a very, very important fact. Whew. I'm not sure what her reaction will be. In my mind, it's going to be nuclear. While she still walks in her feminine energy. And that's what I find so crazy is when it comes to the whole thing with Clavassier and Tatiana is the fact that he keeps getting these openings, but he does not tell her. And she keeps on standing like she's trying to move forward and you're keeping this from her. And then for the whole house to know about it.
Yeah,
like
no.
That's crazy because y'all are in this woman's face and y'all know that this man has a secret and y'all are not telling her. Yeah. But if it was y'all, definitely would want to know that.
Oh, absolutely. Without question. I mean, that was the crux of, the first couple of episodes with, Charlie and Jared. And then I think the other one you said something about Big Mama, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, talking about Kiki.
Yeah. Not Big Mama, Y'all are not going to disrespect Martin Lawrence's movie Empire like that. Y'all are not going to do that shit to that man. Bonnie said, I kind of like the games. Maybe those games should have been played before the erotic body pain and tantric yoga positions, etc. I can see your point. I do think that maybe the games should be more uniformed and unified in their purpose because like I said before, I feel like the games are driving the season and it's lessening the impact of the cast. Dundee also says, I do believe a lot of these reality stars are trying to be actors or already are. I believe Greg was a model. Yes, indeed. Models do become actors, though. And yes, they do. Nothing bad about that move. I know Gigi could speak on this more than I can for sure, but I'm sure Alan Callie, there are plenty of people that have evolved and transitioned into many careers within Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the fact of just being honest in how you move about
right. That is the whole thing, is the whole honesty aspect of it, because now it's like, okay, are you on the show as an actor right now? Are you playing a man who's holding a secret from a woman and seeing how far you can get with that? Because that's definitely a scene. You know what I'm saying? That's a role to play. So It's like, are you genuinely into her? Have y'all really been like, because there will, this is okay. It is possible that it was set up for him to talk to her because they've only been talking for like 8 months. So it could be possible where it was set up for him to find someone to talk to, get to know online, and play this whole thing out. But then again, I mean, it's kind of, I'm not going to say less likely, but most likely not the case. But it still throws in more skepticism because now that's more things you're hiding. Or is it something that Tatiana did know? I don't think she did, because not a lot of people know to go check a person's IMDb page. Like, they don't know what to look for. Like, that's not, unless a person tells you, like, hey, I am an actor, I did this. You know what I'm saying? Then you know to look for it. But yeah, he just causes there to be more questions than answers.
Yep. And like I said, like, giants, they do fall. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And I don't know if Clay really is ready for the fall. I just don't know. I truly don't know. But that legit was crazy. And then here is, all of the questions here for all the couples here. So right here, then right here. And don't worry, y'all, we will get to the poll question. We're trying to catch up here. I think we've been doing good, though. We're doing good. Because believe me, there will be a lot more extraness, but we're trying to respectfully be respectful. But we're having a good time still with all of y'all.
Right.
Thank y'all for being here. So then everybody's pretty much just chilling out. Afterward, let's see here. So then we have Brandon and Kiki talking. Clay is faking, which this picture right here is just so deceptive right here. Just like, oh, Jesus, just dude, you, oh my Lord. And then Ty and Brittany talk. Well, actually, Brandon and Kiki talk. But I feel like it's more of a continuation of the conversation that they had before. No.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't even think we need to talk about Kiki and Brittany anymore, because that's all it has been, is a continuation, but there's no results.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so then it was a pool game happening there, and then Brittany and Ty talk. And this was a conversation. So basically, Ty apologizes for what he said, but not apologizing for not doing what Brittany wanted. Brittany feels at the bottom and doesn't feel safe. And Brittany also said that Ty wants to be a class clown and is condescending. This conversation was interesting for a lot of reasons. I think that this was really the first conversation that they had where, and I think Gigi, you called this, right? Because remember when we talked about, the first date, right? Which couple, really had the most creativity. And I think you said Brittany and Ty, because we see, beach dates and everything else, but it had high energy. And now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of the show now. And it seems like rubber is meeting the road. And it seems like they might not really have a conversation. They might not have a communication style, because for Ty to go from 0 to 100, 100 for the rest of you, 100 for the rest of us, I don't think that they've ever been in that space before.
Yeah, I just really wish Brittany would handle. I mean, he's conversating, which is good. Like, I don't know. Brittany just, girl, it's just something. She's acting delicate. Like, I understand, like, this, you asked him to get you something to drink, he did, and there was a whole issue with, him getting you something to drink. But there also could have been a compromise of, instead of having to worry about that, like you guys did at first and cook together, why not cook together and bond, instead of making it to where it has to be where he has to make a choice when there could have been a compromise. So sometimes people create issues for themselves, but then don't know how to get out of their own situation. So they grab onto someone else and make it their problem, and then that way they have a reason why. So yeah, I just feel like Brittany could have definitely did better with that, and, chose to compromise. She could have did more.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. Because I feel like, this was really the first time that they've ever had that heightened of a conversation where they've had to have a communication style. And for what it was, Ty was at least trying, and I feel like because that situation was so heavy, Brittany carried that into the conversation, but there wasn't any breathing room. And I'm glad that they just didn't give up. I will say that. So then Brittany's so then Ty's brother, his name is Desmond. And Brittany met Ty through Desmond, and then Brittany's mother, Sojawia, I think that's how you say it. And Brandon was a little taken by Brittany's mom. when he opened up the door.
Yeah.
He was a little bit taken back, like, oh, well, dang.
Right. Hello, who are you here for? Oh, okay. Oh, right.
Like, Brandon was a little attracted without really saying it.
Oh, Lord, listen, Destiny Peach said she is not a catch, talking about Brittany. She is not a catch, and her mama looked better than her. There, I spoke about box body with the box braids up.
Oh, no.
You know what?
No. Oh, no. No.
That was not me. That was Destiny Peach, y'all. That was not me. Oh, shit.
Listen, we are doing a show here, and we are reflecting. We are reflecting, right, of what the culture is saying. So there is that. Was I off though on Brandon's reaction to Brittany's mom? Because I felt like he was a little bit taken aback.
Yeah, no,
just a little bit. Like,
agree. He had to catch his breath. I seen him like he inhaled heavy. Yes.
Like, and we find out later that Brittany's mom
has seen the gleam in his eye.
Yeah, And he was like, "Well, y'all do look alike." You know what, Gigi? When that happened, I'm like, "Yep, that's such a Brandon Lee move right there," because I do like him thicker and older, and just like, okay. Well, okay. Brandon, you good? Yeah, I'm good. No, you ain't. What you? I can't help that I got eyes I can see and glasses that magnify the blessings in front of me. What am I supposed to do? But listen, at least Brittany's mom has a husband, because I feel like Brandon would have stepped up as a stepdad. I'm not mad at you though, Brandon. She's a beautiful woman. Moving on.
He would have went from being Kiki's sneaky link to being Brittany's stepdaddy.
That part right there, child. Because, Jesus, I'm so happy. Ty and Desmond, they're talking, and they talked about Brittany fending for herself, and Desmond said that was very, it felt, very disrespectful. Ty is not ready to quit, and there's miscommunication that there are standards that he needs to reach. Can you pronounce her name again? Because I do not want to butcher. It sounds like Sacagawea, but I know it's not. See Joanna, I think. Oh, hang on. Let me get you back up here. I was going to ask, what was her name again? Because I know I butchered it earlier. Did not mean to butcher it, but
I don't know. I was trying myself. I don't even know.
Understood. But Brittany's mom basically says that after all of that, that there needs to be a talk and he needs to listen. And so Brittany's mom was very supportive of, I don't think you should give up, but I do think there should be a fight of trying to gain an understanding. I always liked the family and friends part of it because, like I said, it brings that real life into the show, where it centers it, right? And I like the fact that Brittany's mom took Ty to task just a little bit of the fact of, well, you're making everybody else feel important. And and she said her husband impresses her every day, right? And I feel like that's more on Ty than Brittany, because Brittany doesn't give me that, hey, you got to be 100% every day, or I'm not going to be 100 for you. I don't feel like she gives that energy. I could be off, but what did you think about that, Gigi? Those conversations, and what happened here?
I mean, yeah, I definitely do like the fact that Brittany's mom made her take accountability. Like, hey, Brittany, no, you need to listen. You need to, what I'm saying? Like, hey, you need to take accountability as well, to where it wasn't just put on him. But I like that it was a whole conversation with both of their families, them all together, them talking, and it being a better understanding for both of them. Because I think his brother, Ty's brother got to him, and Brittany's mom got it through to her. So I feel like that conversation and the whole dynamic was really, really good. And I do love it too when they do the family dynamic part. But I feel like it brings more honesty to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then Des is like, I got a question for him, and it's just like, bro, you felt like after Brittany's mom, like, oh damn, well maybe I actually should do something here.
Yeah, he said, well, no, time's up, gotta go, bye.
He didn't want to be interrogated any more than he already had. And so then we have this picture here of Kiki and Brandon on the balcony, once again, just a continuation of what's going on. Let's see here. Jared's about to go take a shower. Brittany's getting a foot massage, and Brittany asks they ask questions to each other. Brittany asks, what is strange or unfamiliar to Ty? And Ty said Brittany's relationship with her son. I thought that was kind of refreshing in a way. And I say that because I don't think Ty was trying to be dismissive of that. But when you have never been a parent, it's unusual to become something that you've never been before. What did you think about that, Gigi? Because I know that you,
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. Like, when it's right. Like, if you've never seen that dynamic or had, if you're not a parent or haven't had that in your life, to see someone being like that is definitely something that is like different for you, and it becomes, you know, almost like you become more curious about it in a way. But yeah, I like that they was able to sit down and talk. He gave her that foot massage that was very intimate. And I feel like him doing that, it did definitely make the conversation flow better. Um, because, he's rubbing out the tension that she has, so it's making their conversation more enjoyable. So I like the thoughtfulness of it. I like, where they went with the conversation, and to have a better understanding that they might actually be able to last. Because just like you said, that was their first argument. They've not argued before. So to see how they can handle it shows that maybe they can actually last.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that whenever you are in a new relationship, right, the unknown is the most scary than the known, right? And I appreciate that Ty did say that in a way that was not supportive, but just being quite honest, like, this space is unfamiliar to me, but that doesn't mean I'm not ready to step up. So I really did appreciate that. Thank you for that wonderful perspective, as you often do. First impression of Ty was crazy, but a fun crazy. And that what's your body language is that you want me. Like I said, Brandon and Kiki, basically same conversation. And then the producer asked, are you still in love with your ex? And Kiki did not have an answer at all. This wasn't even like one of those where it cuts off and it was a jump cut, but it was like continuous. Like the producer asked a question and then it was just silence. And normally you don't really hear producers like that. Usually they'll ask the question and then they record it, but I'm kind of liking the purposefulness of the producers. Because I've also seen it on Roa where the producer's voice is in the confessional. To break that fourth wall, because the fourth wall has been broken down so much through social media. And then after that conversation, Kiki goes to lay down while Brandon is still trying to talk. What did you think about that? I mean, I know it was a continuation of the conversation that they've been having.
Yeah, Kiki is definitely showing that she's in love with her ex still. That's really who she wants to be with. She's not really wanting to be with Brandon. This is either her way of showing her ex that other men do want her, but also showing him like, hey, I really don't want him. I want to be with you, but I just want to show you that there is someone else that I can be with, type thing. So I'm really not, I feel like Kiki's disrespectful. This man is trying to talk to you and you want to go lay down. Like, that's just disrespectful. It's time for her to go, honestly.
Yeah, agreed. So then the preview, it was a Q&A, if I'm not mistaken, over something, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on, let me see something real quick here, because I'm trying to remember what the now I do remember the Never Have I Ever, and there's some drama that comes from Never Have I Ever, but I am trying to. Gigi, do you remember what the Q&A was at all?
Let me see. I do not remember offhand. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. We'll be right back. But I mean, still.
I'm still right here with y'all. Hang on 1 second.
Okay, so it was asked, what's better, online dating or in real life?
Yep.
That's what was the question. And some people said real life, but Chris said online.
Oh. Yeah. And then never have you slept with more than one person in a day to some degree. I think that was the question. And Jay had to put a finger down for that one. And Clay is doing flowers, this, that, and the third, and then Alexis confronts him about the secret. Clay.
Clay is just playing a deadly game. He is just, that's why I said I like right now, especially with the tea that we just found out, I just don't understand his motive. Is this real? Is this just a part of your act? Like, what is going on? I need to know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the end of the episode though.
Yes,
so now we're going to go ahead and get to the poll.
Yes, indeed.
For this episode. So let's get into it.
Yes, indeed. So to give you context for the poll, everybody, I think we were the only show on YouTube to utilize these weekly polls. And so every week there is a poll question from the episode. Sometimes the poll question is based on what, we believe to be the crux of the episode, but then other times it may not be what we thought the crux of the episode. There have been times that me and Gigi have been, we've been even keeled with the audience, and we've been in agreement, and sometimes we've been in disagreement with America, the audience. So that's the context there. So with that being said, here is the poll question for episode 5. Do you think Irvin went out of his way to hurt Alicia? Yes, he was being cruel on purpose. No, he was just being honest. Both, it was honest and hurtful. Not sure, but it was hard to watch. And by the way, just a caveat or disclaimer, and Gigi, you can vouch for this. Me and Gigi do not look at the poll before the show.
No, not at all.
But
my answer is yes.
No. No, you're good, Cortez. You're good. And I wanted to give that disclaimer because we believe that you guys do not deserve to be cheated out of a quality show. There's a rule of thumb from Regis Philbin and Oprah Winfrey of you don't talk to your guests before the show, because if you talk to your guests before the show, then what do you have to talk about once you get out in front of the live audience? So even though we don't have a live audience, we have a virtual audience, and me and Gigi are both creators. Actually, forget that. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes somebody to be an artist. We are both artists with creator soul. We are about authenticity. We are about integrity, but most of all, we are about, as Gigi would say, bringing color to culture. And that is bringing your real to work. So if we saw the poll before the show, then it would fuck up the review. Because we end when it's me and Gigi, we end the review with the poll because it brings it all home. But the four of us, it can go any which way, but we feel like the poll actually hones in the ending of the show very well. I agree with you. I think he was being cruel on purpose because there was no need for it. Like I said, he almost had the Super Bowl win. It was like the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the Super Bowl, Gigi. And Irvin was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to win. I don't care. That Vince Lombardi trophy is mine. And Alicia said, hold up, shorty, hold up, ish. Hold up, shorty, hold up, ish. Hold up, shorty, hold up, ish. And the Super Bowl win went to her, even though it should not have went to her. So I agree with you, my friend. Yes, he was being cruel on purpose. All right, here we go. Let's see what America had to say. Whoa. Okay, so we are in agreement with America. We always go from the bottom up. So 3.8% said not sure, but it was hard to watch. 11.5% said no, he was just being honest. Wow. Okay, so there was a section of the audience making attitudes and longitudes for Irvin. Both. It was honest and hurtful. 30.8%. I think everything's in the eye of the beholder, so I'm not too surprised by that. But this one right here, Gigi, 53.8% of the audience said, they're in agreement with that.
Definitely agree with that.
This one didn't shake the rocker too much. And like I said, and like we said, we never look at the poll, vote on the poll, or see the results before the show, because we want to give y'all our authentic reaction. But yeah, that's not surprised by that. So, well, y'all, that is our show. Gigi, did we do good on time?
We definitely did good on time. Now I got to get to these midterms.
Understood. Blessings to you, my friend, and love you as always. Great show. We will talk. We'll talk about that other stuff and
yes, because I need to know about that. But yes. All right, everybody. See you guys. Make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe to both of our channels. I am Gigi Nan. This is Tea with the Queen, and that is Braylon Lee. Of course, he is the host for today, and I am the co-host. But this is how we do it. But
yes, indeed.
We love you. We thank you. And we just, ask that you guys come and rock with us next week as we do episode 6, because it's getting good. All right. Love y'all. See you.
Love you too. See
next
you
week.
Yes,
Bye.
Indeed. Bye, my friend. Y'all, that is our show there. Dondi says, I think he realized Alicia didn't like him, so Irv wanted Alicia to believe that he was wanted by someone. Oh, absolutely. When you are definitely on the out of a relationship, you definitely gonna play your card or your cards for sure. So yes, indeed. Y'all know we always do a daily motivator. Hang on one second. So y'all know we always do a daily motivator towards the end of our show. And I feel like with this, the message here is, just because things go wrong doesn't mean you can do wrong. For Irvin to do what he did to Alicia warranted that, Alicia did what she did. That doesn't mean you get to go to that level, right? And when you go to someone else's level, it doesn't elevate you. It doesn't elevate you. It deplatforms you. That's the first thing I would say. Second thing about, just because wrong happens to you doesn't mean you get to do wrong. You have to prove what you say. And I truly believe that there are people that are just seeking attention because they have no purpose in their real life. And so with Irving, I feel like dude, for you to do all this, bro, like and I said this to one of my exes, actions are how people know you, how you carry yourself is how people remember you. Dude, people are going to remember you for that. It's called outrageous overshadowing. Basically, what you did overshadowed what Alicia did. And finally, just because wrong is being done to you doesn't mean you get to do wrong. Is now what? After you've done the wrong, now what? Did you increase your bank account? Did you gain some new connections that elevated you even higher? What did you gain from that? Because when you do wrong, you only receive wrong back. So with that being said, y'all, it is time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you were always one of us. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I spend time with you. We have spent time with you. You have spent time with us. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll be great together. And always remember when you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just recognizing that, hey, just because things don't work out doesn't mean something won't work out. Make sure the replay is not just right for you watch it, not just right for you listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value. I appreciate y'all. See you real soon. We will see you real soon. Our school show will come where it's achieved upon this particular day. We are extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, listen. Reality TV is a mirror. And if you don't like what you see, then it's up to you to change it. But if you keep seeing the same thing, it's not the mirror's fault of what's in the mirror, it's you. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessed on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. We feel love, and we send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Bye-bye.
When we start a project, we always start with story. That story is key. So we began with the story of the Waturi people. The myth of the Waturi people is that long ago, they set out on their outrigger canoes looking for a new home. There was a legend that said they could only find this new home with the help of this mini golden-finned fish called kanuku. And they searched across Pacifica and Polynesia, and they visited all these islands. They went to Bali and Tahiti and went as far as Rapa Nui, Easter Island. Along the way, they made friends, collected sort of the culture, and they sailed on and on and on, and they almost to the edge of the world. There, to their amazement, was Kanuku. And she turned to the people and said, "You are ready." Turned and swam away. They followed, and within a day, they caught sight of this smoking mountain on the horizon, which was Volcano Bay. And it was pristine, beautiful, lush, everything that they would want in a home. And that's the backstory that informs everything we do in our design. The idea here is to create the best experience. We know what our guests want. They want the thrill and excitement of our theme parks, but they also want a place where they can relax and chill out and feel pampered. Nobody wants to stand in line. And so we said, let's get rid of them. Nobody wants to carry rafts up a ride tower all the way to the top. So we said, let's do that for you. Exhilaration and excitement and relaxation. That's what you're gonna get at Volcano Bay.
All day. Yeah, we're working, let me play. You know me, work real hard, now we're ready, let's play. Hustle up, yeah.
I got a question for you. What does this city know about luxury? Huh? What does a town that's been to hell and back know about the finer things in life? Well, I'll tell you. More than most. You see, it's the hottest fires that make the hardest steel. Add hard work and conviction, and the know-how that runs generations deep in every last one of us. That's who we are. That's our story. Now, it's probably not the one you've been reading in papers, the one being written by folks who've never even been here and don't know what we're capable of. Because when it comes to luxury, it's as much about where it's from as who it's for. Now, we're from America, but this isn't New York City, or the Windy City, or Sin City, and we're certainly no one's Emerald City.
This is the Motor City, and this is what we do.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should
prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.